It is April 6, 2022, and I'm watching GMA3 on the television. And now, like, some might argue it's God's work at hand. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's not. In New York City, there's some report of there's been a few reports which are really frightening, which is why I don't really go into that side of the city, about box cutter stabbings and things. I'm like, oh my God, what these poor men and women of blue have to deal with in this city. And then I look on the TV, and TJ, the anchor man or the desk guy, or yeah, he's not even a guy, he can't have a G, but whatever. I'm looking on the television, and he's at some Bulldogs university talking to these sports kids, and they call themselves the Razorbacks. And I'm like, right now, I don't want to get this deep into the organized criminal children and their rings of trouble. But this is like devil's work. Like, if the sports arena's God's work, right, okay, then the devil's work of box cutter stabbings or slashings or whatever's going on in Manhattan, that's on the kids that, they're not Mount Rushmore kids participating in this. So I don't know what their deal is, but I'm looking at it going, that could be a potential problem. And I'm like, now how do I protect myself from all of this and report it at the same time? And to whom? So it says here, first member FDIC, whatever, on this station, unexpectedly human. It says America's most convenient bank, which is interesting because I thought it was Toronto Dominion, but whatever. I heard that back in the day. It used to be Commerce. It used to be Commerce Bank, I think. And then it had because it was red, white, and blue, and then the building got taken over, and this green thing came up with a TD Bank in the local neighborhood. But again, I don't really follow this stuff.
What you need to know right now on GMA3, the deadly tornado outbreak. Take cover! Take cover! Very own TJ Holmes joining us from the
He's
Donald
in
W.
Arkansas.
Razorback Stadium at his alma mater, the University of Arkansas. Did I get that right, TJ?
You did get it right, but it sounded weird to hear you say, check in with our very own, like we just met or something, right? That was bizarre. But we should really, guys, we should try working together sometime in the same studio. Why don't we give that a shot sometime? It seems like somebody's always somewhere. But check out where I am, guys. I'm going to have Gail take this shot. I am at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. It's an empty stadium today, but this is a gorgeous facility that they gave me the keys to today. And this is where you normally would have about 75,000 people rooting on Sam Pittman's Arkansas Razorbacks, who had a wonderful, wonderful season. But this is what I have now come home to, guys. And you all know I'm a proud son of this state, but also...
Did he say Reynolds Razorbacks? I'm just curious, because I've only met one Reynolds in my entire life, and that's Andrew. Just saying.
Also,
but again, more kids that ghosted me after Lloyd Harbor, whatever. Not like I could call him up, be like, is there any, maybe I working on what's going on in the world. And oh, this one says Donald Reynolds. Look at that. Razorback Stadium. Maybe he knows what's going on in New York City with the kids that are like hell or high water. Right, yeah, got that. But it causes a real problem at whatever.
Proud, along with the University of Arkansas, we are celebrating National Student Athlete Day. So I got some athletes to talk to today here. And we're going to make this connection, guys, between how team success and how athletic success actually leads to not just attention and wins, but it also leads to something much greater for a university like this one that has seen increased enrollment, record-setting enrollment, and also been able to keep tuition low. So this is...
And again, just gotta throw it in there. Why in New York was, I don't care what state, I mean, even New York State, any of the 48 puzzle pieces, not one of them advertised to me directly sports or involvement or welcome you here. Nothing. Again, another community that I see on television exists, just like I see Ryan Reynolds exists, I see Matt Damon exists, I see a slew of other celebrities exist somewhere. Sometimes they do movies, whatever. I see that this theoretical college, university exists. I see the President of the United States exists somewhere. What I don't see is active involvement within my time frame of making any effort whatsoever to keep me involved as a citizen of New York and the United States of America in a larger USA kind of a way. I see no effort made whatsoever. I do see a priority, however, on making sure that there was some allowance and there were some seats given to a whole lot of something else. But I don't see Mount Rushmore being taken seriously or as a priority in North America. That's for certain. And that seems to be a consistent theme.
A wonderful time to be back, and you all know how I'm about my Razorbacks. So it is really, really cool to be back here on campus, Rose.
Well, when are they going to put a statue for you on that campus, TJ?
Like me and the white chicks, we don't even speak the same language. Me and the other guy, we don't speak the same language because I did not have the opportunity given to me. I didn't have any kind of setup like for success ever presented in this area of New York during the same time frame that they're all existing in this parallel dimension or parallel track, but through some portal system, some campus program, some whatever it is that they're doing. Now, I was not invited into this athletics program that's been growing dangerously as organized criminals within the United States of America during the time that I've been here as MIA POW without even access to my own service people. But let's look at what dipshits and lollipops and money just thrown at all the wrong things in organized criminals who are growing stronger. Let's see what now, I have children the same age as what's on this field. Let's see second generation, what they're involving on their sports field since they are not recruiting me or my children. But we're still in North America and there's still Mount Rushmore and there's still a greenback paper system. There's still a White House and there's still a responsibility. And I don't know whose children these are or how they even got in.
It feels like you're here with me. You're loving the life.
No, I give you credit. You're saying the whole thing. You could just say Razorback Stadium. You're giving the whole name. We do appreciate that respect, Robes. But I am here with a couple of fellas you'll recognize because you were with me in L.A. when we were out there for the Oscars, and I lost my mind watching my Razorbacks beat Gonzaga and go into the Elite Eight. So Hi, guys. Jalen, Devo, Kamani, and of course, Coach Musk. Good to have you all here with us. Congrats on the Elite Eight. That was a big deal.
Again, locker room, I really don't see my kids represented. Why are my kids being disadvantaged in a Mount Rushmore 48-piece puzzle system while they are growing stronger somebody else's country's children? Just curious. There's an assortment, but what I don't see is my children represented anywhere. And it seems to be a growing, even on the TV, when I go out on the street, when they show the nightly news of all of the razor slashings, the gun violence, and all of these other things. I don't participate in organized crime. I have been left completely out of it. I don't even know how to gain access to a job at this point, which means I'm not part of the workforce, which means there is no way I'm part of organized crime. But you know what is? All of this. And then it leaches out to the streets and starts running street game. And then it becomes this dangerous thing with foul play. So now I don't know how to protect myself and my kids when it seems that the priority has been put by time and by money into growing this really super top area of non-Mount Rushmore kids and a super bottom area of non-Mount Rushmore kids. And I'm in like some disappearing population somewhere in between. Where do you take that level of acknowledgement or noticing of in the actual real world when I walk out that door? That seems, I need clues as to what happened to all of the people on the street and what happened to all the opportunity and participation and so on and so forth. Because I hear these things on radio and through some of the pathways, like through the schools. They're always like, something about college. And I'm like, great, tell me about the college. Like, how do I get myself and my kids through it and there? And then that's it. They don't have anything more. I'm like, what level of human are you? I mean, how do you not, you just, it's like they're these robots that are pre-programmed to say, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, go, you'll have a career. And then it didn't happen. So now what? Because they lied. And now the problem still exists, but this problem's gotten stronger and more dangerous. So now what? In real world terms. Now, if red flags going up and putting them on the field with the tide changing, and there's an objective and there's then this subjective turn of the tide where if a women's movement at one point was for Eastern athletics and the North Face of snow and ice, if you have two and you're trying to steady out because you don't want one, you want to whatever, and then one comes over, that's the woman of the man. It's not confusing until you start introducing the spin. And then all of a sudden it seems to lose its purpose. And now it's really, they're making it about a number 8. Again, you have to use these disgusting terms like crotch rocket. It's a number 8. No, the man is a number 7. So now, here's how they're interpreting it, because they're not the man. But yet they've broken in to somebody else's field of dreams and started painting their own dream over the landscape that was here and is set in stone. But yet they're not playing by the rules. So now how do you attack that level of seriousness in reality?
But yes, I am here with two student athletes, Kathleen and Amanda from the gymnastics team and track and field here with us. So thank you both for being here. Now, tell me what you're...
So now it's sports themed, but like athletic sports. So technically it flies under somebody's radar and it's on someone's field and it's on someone's like, yeah. And then you listen to them speak and it's like, and who's managing is what I want to know. Who are the managing partners of this shit show?
Your event is what your specialty, I should say, in gymnastics is?
Beam and ball.
And your specialty is?
400 meter.
The 400 meter. Now, today is National Student Athlete Day. There's even a campaign, I don't know if you've all seen it, a company does commercials that talk about how many things we miss in women's athletics these days because they don't get as much coverage on television.
Yes, they don't, because it misses the point completely. There is at some point something called case and point. Right, remember that? Great, the man, he knows about it. I'm not threatened as a number 8. I know my specialty. I'm an 8. I am not threatened by the number 7. I know they have a great responsibility, and I know how amazing and terrific they can be when they are appreciated properly. Where the problem is all this bread and circus.
What is your experience like here at the university and over the years as a student athlete in terms of how much love that the female student athletes get on campus?
I feel like being a woman and being...
Because, you know, somewhere in the world, there's some really spoiled twat that their job today is to look on the internet, receive my message, and to start trouble. They're going to say it's because they're in charge of campus image, whatever, and that they have to make sure for the students that the sports program... Really? Where's the number 7, the man? Let's go with the one that wears sunglasses and aviators that I belong to. In fact, I don't even think he wears aviators out in public ever, to keep our one private moment different than whatever he's around sees in some kind of black whatever. Alexander wears them too.
Participating in athletics here at the University of Arkansas, we get a lot of support, especially for the women's track and field team. With all of our success over the years and the many national championships that we have won.
You hear that, Rose? How she just kind of slides in those many national championships that we...
Yes, all the wasted opportunity given to everybody else's kids, and New York is still not fixed.
One, Amanda, to you as well. What would you like to see and continue to see? Actually, even a responsibility you feel to try to kind of make sure your name, your face, and what you do is out there to inspire other little girls to get into it.
Yeah, I think I've been very fortunate coming here as a student athlete. I feel like the atmosphere and just like the community is very involved in all of the athletics, whether that's gymnastics, whether it's track and field, and whether that's football. I feel like you always have just an enormous amount of people there supporting you 24/7, and so
that must be so nice. I really wanted to have that same experience with humans, but for some reason they invested in all the wrong things.
That's something that like has always been something I've loved, but also something that's kind of been hard and that you have to kind of like adjust to, is that you're constantly having people watching you. And so like that's definitely an adjustment coming to college, but also something that like I encourage the young generation to kind of take advantage of, especially with these NIL deals and things like that. Like there's so much out there for everybody to take advantage of and just continue to grow.
Even if this doesn't turn into long term, who knows what you're going to do with your athletics and your careers, if you will, going forward. But what do you think this is going to ultimately mean to you in life, that you've had this experience of being able to compete at this school on this?
All right, so fast forward. They ask her what she plans on doing, something in sports management. She's doing something in kinesthetics. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? And is like, anybody have the like cosmic or astrological programming sheet with like the future of like some of us not disappearing with like other responsibilities? Are those acceptable like career plights? Is this one even going to succeed? I mean, like, because I don't understand how I missed the boat completely. And that has such a terminology of correctness. It is so scary that that boat hasn't been able to fix what I need and what they need and what we need. I had a conversation with Lynn, like, who really speaks to their mother about nursery rhymes, right? No, the Alexa in the living room turned yellow today. So I'm just assuming something at surveillance has something on the house as far as bugged and wiring. And so I had a very normal conversation with Lynn. I was like, just walk me through, Lynn, this idea of the big bad wolf and grandma's bed and gown. I was like, what is it? She has no idea. I'm like, right, no, I get that. At our level, we don't have a special word or name for it. Somewhere else, it's really important. And then I was like, walk me through Jack. And she's like, you mean Jack and Jill? I'm like, nope, but go ahead, finish that one. I was like, now walk me through Jack and the Beanstalk Land. That's the one I was really worried about. And so she walked me through that one. And then she goes, why do you even want to, like, go through this? And I'm like, I'm just, again, just testing your level of knowledge. I was like, the Alexa turned yellow. I want to make sure we have this conversation in, like, our own whatever about what level of knowledge we were gifted in. They're just nursery rhymes. Or fables of some sort. I don't know what to call them. So I tried to push her into her comfort zone of like just regurgitate of the story, because since I was little, that's the only pearl of wisdom she had, was she knew the nursery rhyme from the small child books, and then I was read the stories somehow. And so her and I have one level of consciousness and agreement about that story. I've heard others in the public arena. They've heard these stories as well, these folklore, the fables, the whatever. They seem to be a consistent underground or understate for something that's going on in the overstated arena. So whatever on that. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.